Have you ever seen someone or heard someone say they really care about you, but you could tell they didn't really care? Well, endearment, or sometimes called rapport with others or your audience, is something that can be built. And in this session, you're going to experience several tools to help you build that endearment so that you can relate more effectively to your audience. This is important because it is an extra layer of connection that can make your speech much more impactful for that audience. Let's jump into it. Remember to give me your email address so I can send you the information. And this is the last of the Impact Your Audience sessions. Put in your name or use an alias if you don't want anybody to see your name. And let's look at how can you build endearment with your audience. So endearment, aka rapport, is built when we see, feel, and hear things we're familiar with or we've associated positive experience. So to build endearment skills, you want to practice some of these with your so you can connect with your audience more effectively. And over the next 2 days, you want to practice these exercises with your friends, your family, and see how they work for you, or see what works for you. Okay, we're all different, so we all have a different come from, and you want to know what works for you most effectively. So let's jump into it. So first is create a responsive and receptive environment. When you're talking to your friends, your neighbors, you want to create an environment that they feel comfortable responding and receiving your message. You would be surprised at how many people find this difficult. They want to be in charge and tell everybody what to do. But then that isn't, building rapport. Be likable. There's a saying that people who are like each other like each other. So be likable in the other person's way, and we'll talk more about that in a second. So what you want to do, though, is learn tools, and lots of tools. Try new things, try new ways to build rapport and be like other people. See, we all have our own style. And if I talk to you like my style, I'm probably not going to build the same amount of rapport as I could if I talk to you in your style. So look for those styles and study and try different styles for different people. What do I mean by that? Well, if someone talks really fast, start talking really fast. If they talk slowly, then talk more slowly. If you ask someone about the project they're working on and they talk about all the tasks in the project, they may be task focused, so talk more about tasks. If that person is more, you ask them about their project and they talk more about the people in the project, then they may be more people focused, so talk more about people. But the main thing is you use these different tools in a flexible way, because it goes back to game theory. The more flexible you are and more tools you have, the more likely you will be to succeed. Number 4, be responsible. And the meaning of your message is the response you get, and you're responsible for that response. What do I mean by that? Well, when you're speaking to an audience and they don't like it, you're responsible for that. So when I first started as a seminar speaker, I'd have a good audience, I'd have a bad audience. Some liked me, some didn't like me. Then, after several thousand hours as a seminar leader, most all of my audiences liked me. Was it the audiences? No. It was me learning how to be more flexible and build that endearment with those audiences. It took some practice, but I learned how to be more endearing. Okay? And that's what you want to do, because you are responsible for that. It's not a good audience or bad audience. You're responsible for connecting them. And then try on their mood and experience their state. We talked about this in the last session, but connect with them. Be with them. If it's a sad speech that you're giving, it's a eulogy, be that. If it's happy, it's a toast at a wedding, be that happy, but try on the state of everyone who is there. Okay. And number 6. Okay. Adopt as resistance. Adapt as resistance is a sign that there isn't endearment in the audience. So if an audience is resisting something, it means you want to adapt because there's something going on. You're not getting that, and you haven't created that endearment. And number 7, build your and your audience positive mental attitude. Encourage them to be positive. Encourage them to see the benefits. Use that conviction. Use your enthusiasm. These all help you with your audience. So make sure that you can get that audience to really build their positive mental attitude, as well as build your own positive mental attitude. And this can help you more than probably anything else to build that endearment with your audience, because this is really important in building that connection and the overall impact of your speech. So let me conclude here in this session, and we've talked about endearment. We've talked about creating an environment, being likable, people who like each other, and building your toolkit of being flexible, being responsible. The meaning of your message is the response you get. Trying the mood, adapting to resistance, and building yours and your audience's positive mental attitude. Okay, that PMA. This is important because it is overall high priority in your connection with your audience. So, build your endurance skills, connect with your audience.